Alright, so PF recently got an update that made the scopes actually usable, which most people really liked. In fact, a lot of them are calling it the best update to ever happen to PF. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, but that's not what we're really going to be talking about today. What we are going to be talking about is the new recoil that was added on the G36 and a bunch of other guns. Now, let's just look at the G36's new recoil with just basic attachments. T-brake, sideways grip, tri-laser. It's a lot more shaky, a lot more violent, but it's still really accurate. But here's something that no one is really talking about. Halbek device. What it's supposed to do is invert your recoil, as the description says. However, it just doesn't do that on the G36. Just look at this. It still goes up like before. This was a complete oversight by stylists. I have no idea why this just doesn't invert recoil anymore. No one really understands the new recoil changes. I mean, the G36 was already super accurate before, right? It's one of the most accurate assault rifles. But throwing Halbek device on it just makes it even more insanely accurate. This probably isn't a very good map to test it on because it's a close quarters map. I can actually throw on the G36 conversion because it doesn't change the recoil at all, but it's probably not very easy to see it when I'm actually like playing the game instead of shooting a wall, because for some reason when you're watching a video on BF instead of actually playing it, guns just seem way more accurate than they actually are. But just trust me on this, it literally doesn't invert your recoil anymore, even though it literally should. That's very fair. We now have an insanely accurate gun that can 3-shot and shoot at 750 rounds per minute. That's great. That's awesome. Beautiful. Of course it has all just the regular G36 downsides, you know, horrible handling, stuff like that, but I mean, just look at it. It's so accurate now. Someone has an M14, I'm scared. Yeah. God damn it. No. Oh my god, there's so many people here. It's definitely not very nice feeling because the sight goes like literally everywhere. Just the gun is going crazy when it actually like shoots, but the actual spread is insanely like small. Like just you can see that the sight picture, like the actual reticle, it doesn't really move. So that's awesome. Guns like this and the RPK-12 with 7.62 now being completely accurate are just kind of proof that Stylus literally doesn't test their game enough. They're both so accurate for no good reason. I don't get it. I don't get it. To be fair, no one actually understands what the new recoil changes mean. Like, we're still testing things out. It's still pretty early on. But what we do know is that most of the guns with new recoil, like the PPSH, the MG42, the M107, and of course the G36, they no longer have inverted recoil with Halbek. So the one gimmick that Halbek device has just been removed on those guns, and it just makes them incredibly accurate. It is literally the strongest recoil reducing attachment in the game, might I add. It reduces your horizontal and vertical recoil by a lot, especially your vertical recoil. The G36 is a very balanced gun. I mean, I'm still never gonna use it after this probably because, you know, it's the G36. It feels awful to use, especially with the new recoil. But I mean, it's so accurate. It doesn't feel accurate, but it's really accurate. What the hell? What the hell? It's actually so accurate. I'm still trying to we're all still trying to figure out what these new recoil changes mean. It's still very early on in like the new update. Honestly, I'm never gonna use this gun again after the changes, but if you want to, just go ahead. I would advise against using Romanian grip on it, even though it's realistically probably more accurate than anything else. I would use sideways grip just because the gun aims incredibly slowly. It's so funny how the gun is still stupid accurate, but it goes crazy when you actually shoot it. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one, really. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And yeah, goodbye. I'll see you in 12 years.